Welcome to the show. Quick disclaimer. While we love sharing our thoughts and stories, this podcast isn't your one-stop shop for life advice. Think of us more like friendly voices for your day, not your personal advisors. So sit back, relax, and let's keep it fun. Hey everyone, welcome back to EmpowerPods. It's April 4th, and today we're talking about something we all face. Life is not going to plan.
Yep, whether it's a job falling through, a surprise opportunity, or even just a flat tire on a Monday, life loves to throw us curveballs.
But here's the good news. Adaptability is a skill. Today we'll share how to build that skill, why it matters, and ways to stay grounded when the unexpected hits.
We've also got a creative twist in the form of a wild game we call Plot Twist, and some fresh news you won't want to miss.
Why adaptability is powerful? Let's break this down. Adaptability doesn't always mean we always know what to do. It means we're willing to adjust.
Right, and that mindset can be different. The difference between spiraling and growing. Some key points about why adaptability matters are: it lowers stress, builds confidence in uncertain times, helps you take action even when outcomes aren't guaranteed, and encourages creativity and problem solving. And adaptability matters because life will always change.
And some key points about how to stay flexible in chaos. Breathe first, act second. Oh, yes, it's important. Accept what you can't control, also important. Ask, what's my next best move? Which means you have to stop and think first. How about that? And of course, stay open to things turning out better than expected. In other words, be optimistic, folks.
Okay. So the next section, I'm going to tell a story about my life, and what it was going into special ed in high school actually changed my life for the better, because it made me get to where I am now. And I used to be in regular ed, and it helped me to get the services I needed from the schools so that I could get the degrees I needed to succeed.
And I'll share a life reflection on how a moment when something bad became a blessing, because it forced me to shift gears. My creative writing has evolved so much over the years. It used to be so dry and fact, this happened, that happened. Now it's evolved into creative, very graphic, good details, and I'm actually selling stories now versus in the past. It would have been a lot harder. So I feel like real life experiences have inspired my imagination, and I've grown because of that.
Great strides and changes, the both of you. Way to adapt. Absolutely. Are you guys ready to adapt to our creative segment called Plot Twist?
Plot Twist, yes.
Yes.
Awesome. So what's going to happen today is I'm going to present you guys with unexpected scenarios. I'm trying not to scroll down so you see them early.
Okay.
You guys are going to improvise how you'd adapt with humor, logic, or wild creativity. Why don't you guys both take a go at this first one? You're about to give a speech and your microphone breaks.
Okay. What would you do, Ryan, in this situation?
Okay, yeah. I love it. I don't know what it says. Ryan? I'm just kidding. Microphone breaks, just yell at everybody. Hey, I have a loud voice. Here's my speech, people. Can you hear me? If you can't hear me in the back, too bad. That's it. Write it down.
I would do the same thing. I'd just speak louder and hope everybody hears me in the back.
Yeah, hope you'll hear me in the back now.
All right, next situation. James, why don't you take this one first?
All right.
Your GPS leads you to the wrong city, and then your phone dies.
This actually happened to me, so I know that I was heading in the wrong direction, and I had to go towards Oakland, and I was actually heading towards Tracy. And then the phone died, so I couldn't call my friend that lived in Oakland at the time to tell him I was going to have to, skip the trip.
Nice.
You've got me curious now. You obviously came out of it all right, but how did you end up getting back to where you needed to go?
I just went home afterwards.
Okay.
In the end.
Trip over.
Did you take BART?
No, I drove.
You drove back then?
I drove, and I was on the freeway, and it was just I was heading the wrong direction, and the GPS was saying, "Oh, turn around, do a U-turn." It's like I can't do a U-turn
sometimes
on
you
the
got to
freeway.
question the GPS, man, and know the freeway.
I know,
So
but it was a Garmin, so
It was a what?
It was a Garmin GPS, so it was like.
What's a Garmin GPS?
It's a brand name of a GPS.
Okay, so you got to trust that because it's Garmin. Okay.
No, I wasn't trusting the GPS, but it just sent me to the wrong place.
Then you trusted the GPS.
I trusted the GPS to go to the wrong city, but the thing is, I set it to Oakland, but I was on the wrong road.
The wrong way to Tracy. Yeah. Dick Tracy.
What would you do, Ryan?
Oh, man. I would make it realize and question the GPS in the first place. But if for some reason I let it send me the wrong way, I would turn around, and if it was really and decide how important the meeting with the person and plans were. Whereas if I'd have to cancel like he did, or if it's something important enough, I valued enough where I need to just stick with it and take it out anyway, see how it goes, and maybe I'll have so much fun that I'll forget about the getting lost part.
There you go. Yeah.
Improvise, right?
Improvise. Next scenario and situation for you both. You get to the airport and realize your passport is expired.
Oh, no. Yeah, well, then I'd be grateful I'm in the airport in my country instead of their country and go, oh, it's expired. Because they wouldn't let me leave with the expired passport. So I'd have to go home and correct that.
Okay.
And tell whoever I'm meeting overseas, I'm sorry.
I've never traveled abroad. I don't know.
I know. I've
yeah.
I've had a passport. I went to Canada, and thankfully it did not expire. So when I traveled.
Well, yeah, I had to. Well, my situation was that my English passport expired, but I had to renew it before going anywhere. Obviously, so I had to ask the embassy to give me the passport.
Oh, no. So
they love that, don't they?
We keep on throwing unexpected scenarios out there, and I think most of these you've done already, James.
I know.
You got the cheat sheet.
You're not going anywhere, but
well, I have been outside the country, but it's just that I keep track of when my passport expires. So
the embassy's gonna love you, man. They love dealing with all that. They have to do a lot of work to get your passport.
No, I actually had to get it from England.
There you go.
To get it back.
Well, still, I mean, work with them. They don't like dealing with it.
All right, next scenario. You're asked to teach a class, but it's on a topic you know nothing about.
Oh, my goodness.
Why don't you take this one on?
Lean in a little more, James.
Okay. I'll take this one on. I've been asked to teach a class, but you know nothing about it. So there was one situation where I had to teach a class, but I was teaching a class on a language that I didn't know that much about. So I had to use some visual aids to teach it in a good way so that the class would understand.
Where did you get the visual aids from? Were they on the internet or were they provided to you?
From my case manager, the teacher of the class gave them to me so that I could practice with one of the classmates.
Well, thank goodness you had some resources. Well, what would you do, Ryan? Let's say the class is on a language you don't know much about either, or a topic we don't know anything about, is what the prompt says.
I would get whatever aids I could to improvise, especially if it was a language class, because I probably wouldn't know enough to emphasize certain things about it, but I could tell I would want enough aids and prompts to help me teach them and get them through the class so they at least learn enough good stuff about it that's correct. And there was a case, not with a language, but I took a careers class at DVC years ago, and because they want to see how you can think fast on your feet in job interviews and all that. So they had me once be a representative for human resources for HR. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, I know nothing about this, never done this, but why are they having me do this? And I go, oh, think fast on my feet. So I did my best. I think I did okay. I don't remember what I said, but I was trying to answer the questions the best I could and improvise.
Improvise. I like that. Improvising is an adaptability skill.
And the other thing is that on this one subject, really quick, was that my volunteer job told me if you want to teach a class that is bigger than just on the screen or more than 100 people, you say everybody say is one of the things that you say.
So you interact with the class.
You interact with the class on Zoom or on the computer, or
I guess you could work in person too, right?
In person.
Or just go Robin Williams. Good morning, Vietnam. Say, hey, baby, what's happening?
So you can improvise. You can adapt to a stadium. You can adapt to anything, really.
Very good, very good. Well, I think you guys definitely highlighted the role of quick mindsets, quick thinking, and laughing through the chaos. Absolutely. You guys did great. I wonder what we have for today's news.
I wonder.
So,
oh my goodness. So
Oakland's Burdell named top U.S. restaurant by Food and Wine magazine. Chef Jeffrey Davis's Soul Foods restaurant, Burdell, located in Oakland's Temescal neighborhood, has just been named the #1 restaurant in the U.S. by Food and Wine magazine, already honored earlier this year as the publication's 2024
Restaurant of the Year. Burdell is earning praise for its blend of soul food, nostalgia, and refined technique. Named after Davis's grandmother, the restaurant's menu draws from his childhood memories, serving dishes like wild steelhead salmon, beef cheek, pot roasted churchman's cod with house-made bacon. Bacon. Aww. The space feels like a cozy family gathering, very homey, featuring vintage dishware, retro furniture, and a soul music-filled stereo system that nods to the roots of hip-hop.
Davis began Burdell in 2022 as a series of pop-ups focused on local seasonal ingredients. He emphasizes that there's no single signature dish. The menu shifts weekly based on what's fresh at local farmers markets. In a recent Q&A, Davis shared that he hopes Burdell helps put Oakland on the map as a food destination. He sees the city as a place of diversity, creativity, cultural progress, and wants to honor that legacy through food.
Burdell is open Wednesday through Saturday from 5 to 9 p.m. with Sunday brunch and dinner service. You can find it at 4640 Telegraph Avenue, Oakland, California.
And now a bit about seasonal chefs and adapting to changing ingredients. It's always good to have a meal of the day at a restaurant.
And a flexible appetite, yum.
Flexible appetite and different ingredients, so people have a nice way of changing their palate.
Wine and dine, but don't whine about it.
Would you guys say that Jeffrey Davis here is an adaptable chef because they do the farmers markets and seasonal ingredients?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he is a very adaptable chef because he uses seasonal ingredients from the local farmers market.
He's a great adapter. He adapts to survive. We'll call him Darwin.
Very good. All right, guys.
So what did we learn today? Life doesn't ask for permission to change, but we can decide how we respond.
Your challenge this week, listeners, is let one plan go off script and instead of panicking, get curious, see where it leads.
Next week's episode, the power of connection, strengthening friendships and community. You won't want to miss that one.
Until then, stay grounded, stay open, and keep empowering yourself.
Thanks for listening to EmpowerPods. Peace.
Boom. Boom.